Chosen one, your existence is no mere happenstance, no fleeting accident cast adrift in the grand tapestry of the cosmos. From the moment your soul descended into this world, it carried a resonance that pulses through the very fabric of reality, a vibration so profound it stirs the unseen currents of existence, awakening the dormant energies that lie at the heart of the universe, igniting the stars with its silent song. You are not here to fade into the shadows, to be just another silhouette, blending into the ordinary, lost in the cacophony of the mundane. You are a force, a flame ignited with divine purpose, a presence that shifts the air around you with a quiet, unshakable power that commands attention without ever demanding it, a radiance that reshapes the very atmosphere it touches. People sense it, though they may struggle to name it, their hearts stirred by an inexplicable awe. They feel the weight of your energy, the steady strength in your gaze, the calm that anchors you through tempests that would fracture lesser spirits, leaving them adrift in chaos. They look at you and wonder, how does someone so grounded, so unassuming, wield such influence? They mistake your humility for fragility, your silence for absence, your kindness for vulnerability, seeing only the surface of a soul whose depths they cannot fathom. But they are mistaken, chosen one, for the universe does not crown those who shout the loudest or dazzle with fleeting brilliance. It crowns those who move in harmony with its eternal rhythm, whose hearts beat in sync with its unspoken laws, whose spirits align with the cosmic pulse that governs all things, resonating with the very heartbeat of creation. And you are aligned. Your energy speaks a language that transcends words, a song that echoes through the stars, a melody that weaves through the celestial symphony, harmonizing with the infinite. Your spiritual rank is a truth that no one can deny, though many have tried in their ignorance, blinded by their own limitations, unable to see the divine light that burns within you. They watched you from the edges, their eyes narrowed with calculation, their minds weaving narratives to diminish your light, to reduce your radiance to something they could comprehend within the confines of their small, shadowed worlds. They saw your triumphs, moments of quiet victory, breakthroughs that seemed to emerge from the ether like stars igniting in the night sky, successes that defied their expectations, and they called them luck, as if fortune alone could explain the undeniable trajectory of your rise, as if chance could account for the precision of your path. They saw your peace, your ability to stand resolute as chaos swirled around you like a storm, and they labeled it ignorance, unable to fathom the depth of your inner calm, the reservoir of strength that holds you steady, an anchor forged in the fires of the divine. They saw your resilience, the way you rose from setbacks that should have broken you, emerging stronger, wiser, and more radiant, and they dismissed it as mere coincidence, blind to the divine hand guiding your path, cosmic force that weaves your destiny with threads of starlight. But what they could not see, what their limited vision could not grasp, was the celestial current that flows through you, the unseen force that steers your steps with unerring precision, the invisible shield that surrounds you like a mantle woven from the threads of galaxies, shimmering with the power of the universe itself. They underestimated you because they could not see the crown you wear, not one of gold or jewels, but one forged from the essence of the cosmos, radiant in its power, undeniable in its truth, and eternal in its authority, a crown that shines with the light of 1,000 suns. That was their first and greatest error, chosen one, for in trying to dim your light, they only ignited a fire they could not contain, a blaze that illuminated your path and cast their own shadows into stark relief, exposing their intentions to the unrelenting light of truth, revealing the folly of their ways. You are not a random spark in the vastness of existence. You are a deliberate creation, a soul etched with purpose, a being designed to disrupt the mundane and awaken the extraordinary, to shake the foundations of the ordinary and call forth the divine potential within all things, like a gardener tending a celestial grove where every seed blooms into eternity. When you step into a space, the energy bends to meet you, not because you demand it, but because the universe has marked you as its own, a chosen vessel for its divine intent, a beacon of its eternal light that shines through the darkness. Your presence carries a frequency that stirs the air, unsettling those who thrive in shadows, challenging those who cling to control, and inspiring those who seek truth with a courage they may not yet know they possess, awakening them to the spark within their own souls. You don't need to proclaim your power. The universe does it for you in ways both subtle and profound, through synchronicities that align in your favor like stars forming a constellation, through doors that open without force, as if guided by an unseen hand, through moments that feel orchestrated by the cosmos itself, as if the stars are conspiring to guide you toward your destiny, their light weaving a path only you can walk. And when others try to snuff out your flame, they don't just fail, they awaken the very force they sought to suppress, stirring a power within you that burns brighter with every attempt to dim it, a fire that grows fiercer with every challenge, illuminating the world with its radiance, a blaze that cannot be contained. This is your story, chosen one, the story of how you rose, how you remembered who you are, and how the universe ensured that no one could touch what is divinely yours, a legacy written in the cosmos before time began, a destiny sealed by the stars, an inheritance that no force can claim. They came for you, not with open confrontation or brazen attacks, but with whispers in the dark, intentions cloaked in false smiles, schemes hidden behind carefully crafted masks of support, their words dripping with honeyed deceit. They thought they were clever, chosen one, moving in silence, planting seeds of doubt so subtle you might not notice until they took root in the minds of others, spreading like weeds to choke your progress, to dim the light of your truth. They whispered lies to tarnish your name, blocked opportunities they believed you didn't deserve, and stirred energies meant to pull you from your path, to cloud your vision, to shake your resolve. Their actions veiled in shadows they thought impenetrable. They thought their deeds would dissolve into the noise of the world, that their subtle sabotage gossip disguised as concern, connections quietly severed, blessings discreetly delayed, would go unseen, unnoticed by the eyes of justice. They believed they could outmaneuver you without consequence, that their envy could hide behind charming words and calculated gestures, that their malice could masquerade as innocence, slipping through the cracks of accountability. But the universe sees everything, chosen one. It hears the unspoken, weighs the unseen, and measures the intent behind every action with a precision that leaves no room for deception, a clarity that pierces through every veil, a truth that burns through every lie. The moment they moved against you with malice in their hearts, they didn't just challenge you, they challenged the cosmic order itself. And the universe does not tolerate imbalance, for it is a living force that upholds the harmony of existence. With an unyielding hand, a guardian of truth that never falters. The universe is not a passive observer. It is a living intelligence, a force that responds to every shift in energy, every intention, every choice, with a clarity that cuts through falsehood, and a strength that restores balance with the precision of a cosmic blade. It does not bend to petty ambitions or shallow schemes, nor does it waver in the face of human deception. It answers with a force that is both silent and thunderous, gentle and unrelenting, like the steady pulse of a star that burns without wavering, its light a constant in the vastness of the night, a beacon that guides the lost and judges the unjust. They thought they were pulling strings, orchestrating your downfall with meticulous calculation, but they were tying knots around their own fate, weaving a tapestry of their own undoing with every malicious thread, each stitch a step toward their own reckoning. They thought they were building traps to ensnare you, but they were constructing cages for themselves, prisons of their own making that would hold them captive in their own consequences, locking them in the shadows of their own design. Picture a weaver at their loom, confident in their craft, spinning threads to capture their prey, their fingers deft and sure, their eyes gleaming with certainty. They work tirelessly, unaware that the wind is shifting, that their delicate web is catching the light in ways they never intended, illuminating not their victory, but their folly, casting a glow that reveals their intentions to the world, exposing their schemes to the unrelenting light of truth. That's what they did, chosen one. They wove their plans, thinking they could bind you, not realizing that their actions were lighting your path instead, casting a radiance that revealed your truth to the world, a beacon that could not be ignored. Every whisper they spoke against, you became a signal, broadcasting your brilliance far and wide, a call that echoed through the cosmos. Every attempt to block your blessings only cleared the way for greater ones to flow, as if the universe itself was parting the seas to make way for your destiny, sweeping aside obstacles with a gentle yet unstoppable force, a tide that reshapes the world in your favor. They didn't know that when you move against a chosen one, you don't just face a person, you face the universe itself. And the universe does not lose, for it is the ultimate arbiter of truth and justice, the eternal guardian of those it has chosen. Their attacks didn't break you, they awakened you, stirring a fire within that burns with the intensity of 1,000 suns, a blaze that lights up the darkness and reveals the path ahead, a flame that consumes all doubt and illuminates all truth. Every time they tried to dim your light, they only fueled its radiance, like kindling added to a flame that refuses to be extinguished, a fire that grows stronger with every challenge, its heat forging you into something unbreakable. Every time they tried to slow your progress, they only hastened your ascent, as if their resistance was the very wind lifting you higher, carrying you toward heights they could never reach, toward a destiny they could never comprehend, a pinnacle written in the stars. You didn't ask for their tests, but you passed them all, not because you fought back with their weapons of malice or deceit, but because you stayed true to your essence, rooted in the unshakable truth of who you are, a soul anchored in divine purpose. You didn't need to shout or strike, didn't need to prove your worth to those who were blind to it. For your worth is not contingent on their approval, but on the divine blueprint etched into your being. Your power lies in your alignment, in your ability to remain steady when the world trembles, in your refusal to let their darkness taint your light, a light that shines with the purity of the cosmos itself. Imagine a river flowing toward the sea, its current strong and unyielding, a force of nature that cannot be contained, its waters carving paths through stone. Rocks may rise, debris may gather, dams may be built to halt its progress, but the river does not fight. It does not rage. It finds a way, carving new channels, wearing down obstacles, and continuing its journey with a grace that defies resistance, a flow that reshapes the world around it, nourishing the earth with its presence. That's you, chosen one. You are the river, unstoppable, not because you force your way through, but because your purpose is woven into the very fabric of existence, an unshakable truth that no obstacle can deny, a force that transforms all it touches. Their attempts to block you only deepened your roots, widened your reach, and strengthened your flow, making you a force that could not be contained, a presence that reshapes the world with every step you take, a river that carries the light of the divine to all it reaches. As you pressed forward, something miraculous unfolded, a transformation so profound it reshaped the very core of your being. Like a star being born in the crucible of the cosmos, its light piercing the void to illuminate eternity. The pressure they applied didn't crush you. It refined you, polishing your spirit like a gem forged in the fires of adversity, its facets gleaming with a clarity that blinds the unworthy, each angle reflecting the truth of your divine essence. Their betrayal didn't wound you, it revealed you, peeling back the layers to expose the brilliance within, a light that had always been there, waiting to be uncovered, a radiance that could not be hidden, a star that shines even in the deepest night. You began to see yourself with new eyes, to feel the weight of your own power, to understand the depth of your spiritual rank, a rank that was yours before the stars were born, a truth etched in the very fabric of the universe, a legacy written in the language of the divine. What you once called patience was wisdom in disguise, a quiet knowing that guided your steps with unerring precision, a compass that never falters, pointing you toward your true north. What you thought was silence was authority in waiting, a strength that needed no fanfare to assert itself, a power that speaks in the stillness, resonating with the quiet strength of the cosmos. What you saw as restraint was power in its purest form, a force that held steady without needing to prove its might, a strength that flows from certainty rather than bravado, a blade forged in the fires of divine purpose, sharp and unyielding. Their attacks didn't diminish you, they activated you, unlocking layers of power you hadn't yet fully claimed, awakening a force within you that resonates with the heartbeat of the universe, a rhythm that echoes through eternity, a song that sings of your destiny. You stood taller, not out of pride, but out of clarity, a soul fully aware of its own divinity, a being grounded in the truth of its cosmic purpose. You moved wiser, not out of fear, but out of understanding, a wisdom that flows from your alignment with the cosmic order, a knowing that guides you like a star in the night sky, illuminating your path with celestial light. You shone brighter, not to prove a point, but because your light was always meant to illuminate the world, a beacon for those lost in the dark, a guide for those seeking the path to their own truth, a flame that lights the way for all who dare to dream. They thought they could outsmart you, but they were playing a game they didn't understand, a game with rules written in the stars, enforced by forces they couldn't comprehend, a contest where the outcome was decided long before they made their first move, a dance choreographed by the cosmos itself. The universe is not a neutral bystander. It is a living intelligence responding to every action, every intention, every ripple in the energy of existence with a clarity that cuts through deception and a strength that restores balance with unyielding precision, a force that wields the sword of truth with unmatched grace. When they moved against you, they didn't just cross a line, they triggered a cosmic reckoning, a balancing of scales that no amount of charm, excuses, or clever disguises could sway, a judgment that no human hand could overturn. The laws of the universe are not swayed by human pretense. They operate with a precision that is both gentle and fierce, restoring harmony with an elegance that leaves no room for denial, a justice that is as inevitable as the turning of the tides, as constant as the stars. Their consequences didn't arrive with fanfare or lightning, but with the quiet inevitability of a tide reclaiming the shore, a force that moves slowly but surely, reshaping everything in its path, washing away the illusions they clung to. The opportunities they thought were secure slipped through their fingers like sand, leaving them grasping at empty promises, their hands empty of the prizes they coveted, their dreams dissolving into dust. The relationships they leaned on began to fracture under the weight of their own dishonesty, crumbling like brittle clay, unable to withstand the truth that pressed against them. The peace they took for granted dissolved into a restlessness they couldn't name, a gnawing unease that followed them like a shadow, whispering of their own missteps, haunting them with the echoes of their own choices. They called it bad luck, blamed to the world, pointed fingers at anyone but themselves, but deep down, some part of them knew they felt the recoil of their own energy, the consequences of challenging a soul guarded by the stars, a force protected by the very fabric of the cosmos, a truth they could not escape. Picture a boomerang thrown with force, aimed at you with malice, its arc confident and precise, cutting through the air with the certainty of its trajectory, a weapon forged in envy and deceit. But the universe redirects it with a flick of its cosmic wrist, sending it back to its sender with the weight of their intent multiplied, sharpened, undeniable, a force that cannot be outrun, a truth that cannot be dodged. That's what happened. Chosen one. Their attacks didn't touch you, but they struck back at them with a force they couldn't dodge, a truth they couldn't escape, a reckoning that bore their own signature. The lies they spread tangled around their own feet, tripping them as they tried to flee their own reckoning, ensnaring them in the very webs they wove, their schemes becoming their shackles. The obstacles they placed in your path became walls in their own lives, blocking their progress with an irony that stung like a bitter wind, a reminder of their own folly, a mirror reflecting their own flaws. The energy they set to dim your light reflected back, exposing their shadows to the world in a blaze of truth that burned away their illusions. revealing their intentions in a light they could not extinguish, a fire that consumed their deceit. And while they stumbled, you soared, lifted by a force they could never comprehend, carried by the wings of your own destiny, guided by the stars that light your path. Doors that were once locked swung open with ease, as if they had been waiting for you all along, inscribed with your name by the hands of fate, beckoning you toward a future that was always yours, a destiny that no force could deny. Opportunities that seemed lost found their way to you, drawn by the magnetism of your alignment, as if the universe itself was guiding them to your doorstep with unerring precision, a cosmic delivery of your birthright. Connections that were severed recommit themselves stronger and truer than before, as if the cosmos was weaving them back into the fabric of your life, creating bonds that could not be broken, alliances forged in the fires of truth. The universe didn't just protect you, it elevated you, lifting you higher with every attempt they made to pull you down, transforming their resistance into the very fuel for your ascent, a catalyst for your rise to greater heights, a spark that ignited your divine potential. Your greatest strength was not anger, not vengeance, not even cunning. It was grace, a quiet, unshakable power that disarmed their chaos without a single blow, a light that pierced their darkness without ever faltering, a force that transformed their malice into a testament to your resilience, a blade that cut through their schemes with the precision of divine truth. In the face of their betrayal, you chose to remain steady, a pillar of radiance in a storm of shadows, unyielding in your truth, a beacon that stood firm against the tempest. In the face of their sabotage, you chose to remain kind, offering compassion. Where they offered cruelty, extending a hand where they wielded a blade, showing them a path they could not follow, a light they could not reach. In the face of their darkness, you chose to remain a beacon, shining brighter with every attempt to dim you, illuminating the path for others, even as you walked your own, a light that guides without judgment, a flame that burns with the warmth of divine love. And that choice, chosen one, shook their foundation more than any retaliation ever could. They expected you to crumble, to lash out, to meet their chaos with chaos of your own, to give them the ammunition they craved, to justify their actions, to validate their schemes with your reaction. They waited for you to break, to react, to fall into the trap they had set with such care, their eyes gleaming with anticipation. But you didn't. You stood tall, unshaken, and let the universe handle the rest, trusting in the cosmic order that guards you, the divine force that upholds your truth with unwavering resolve. Grace is not weakness, chosen one. It is the highest form of power, a force that disarms those who thrive on conflict, a light that pierces the darkest of intentions with a clarity that cannot be ignored, a strength that reshapes the world without ever raising a fist, a presence that transforms all it touches. When you refused to stoop to their level, you didn't just protect your energy, you amplified it, sending ripples through the cosmos that echoed your truth, resonating with a frequency that shook the foundations of their schemes, dismantling their plans with the quiet power of your presence, a power that speaks in the language of the divine. Your grace was a mirror, reflecting their actions back to them, exposing their intentions, and revealing their flaws in a light they could not escape, a truth they could not deny. And in that reflection, they saw the reality they had tried to bury. You were untouchable, a soul sealed by the universe itself, a force they could never hope to overcome, a light they could never extinguish, a presence they could never diminish. Imagine a storm raging around a lighthouse, waves crashing, winds howling, rain pounding against its walls with relentless fury, determined to break the structure, to extinguish its light, to claim victory over its steadfast presence. But the lighthouse stands firm, its beacon unwavering, guiding ships to safety through the chaos, a symbol of hope that no storm can conquer, a testament to resilience in the face of adversity, a light that shines through the darkest night. That's you, chosen one. Your grace is your light, steady and unyielding, shining through the chaos without ever dimming, a beacon that holds fast no matter how fiercely the tempest rages, a light that guides others even as it illuminates your own path, a flame that burns with the fire of the divine. And as the storm of their attacks roared on, it wasn't you who faltered, it was them. Their energy drained, their plans unraveled, their confidence crumbled like sandcastles against the tide, washed away by the truth they could not outrun, eroded by the consequences of their own actions, their schemes dissolving into the dust of their own making. They couldn't break what was built on a divine foundation, and their failure to do so only highlighted your strength, your resilience, your unassailable truth, a truth that shines like a star in the darkest night, a light that burns with the fire of the cosmos, a presence that cannot be denied. The universe doesn't just protect its chosen, it teaches those who dare to challenge them, turning their actions into lessons, their schemes into curricula, their whispers into textbooks for their own transformation, a cosmic education they cannot escape, a master class in the consequences of defying the divine order. They thought they were writing your downfall, but they were scripting their own education, a master class delivered by the cosmos itself, not out of cruelty but out of necessity, for balance must be restored and lessons must be learned, for the universe is a teacher as much as it is a guardian. For some, the lesson came in the form of lost opportunities they counted on, vanished like mist in the morning sun. Relationships they relied on dissolved into silence. Plans they made with certainty collapsed like houses of cards in a storm, leaving them with nothing but the echoes of their own choices, the remnants of their own folly. They looked for someone to blame, but the mirror was waiting, reflecting their own actions back to them with unrelenting clarity, forcing them to confront the truth they had tried to evade, the reality of their own making, a truth that cut deeper than any blade. For others, the lesson was internal, a restless mind, a heavy heart, a sense of unease they couldn't shake, as if the universe itself was whispering, "You know what you did, and you cannot outrun it." They began to question themselves, to see the cracks in their own foundation, to feel the weight of their own actions pressing down like a stone they could not lift, a burden they could not escape, a truth they could not deny. And for a few, the lesson was public reputations tarnished, secrets exposed, alliances broken as the truth spilled out like water from a shattered dam, revealing their intentions to the world in a blaze of light they could not extinguish, a fire that burned away their illusions and left them exposed to the judgment of truth. The universe didn't just respond. It revealed, stripping away their masks to show the world who they truly were, exposing the shadows they had tried to hide behind their carefully crafted facades. laying bare the intentions they thought were hidden. They thought they could harm you and walk away unscathed, but the universe operates on a different principle, one where every action has a consequence, every intention a cost, every choice a reckoning that cannot be avoided, a law as immutable as the stars themselves. They enrolled in a cosmic school they didn't choose, and the lessons were tailored to their flaws, their fears, their weaknesses, delivered with a precision that left no room for denial, a clarity that cut through every excuse, a truth that burned through every lie. Some learned quickly, stepping back, rethinking their choices, seeking forgiveness in the hope of softening the consequences that loomed over them like a gathering storm, their hearts heavy with the weight of their own missteps, their minds haunted by the echoes of their own actions. Others resisted, doubling down on their schemes, only to find the consequences growing heavier, sharper, more undeniable with every passing moment. Like a tide that rises slowly but surely, overtaking all in its path, a force that cannot be outrun, a truth that cannot be escaped. The universe doesn't rush its lessons, but it never forgets to teach them, and those who challenged you are learning now, whether they acknowledge it or not, whether they see the connection or cling to their illusions of innocence, unable to escape the truth that their actions have consequences, that their choices have shaped their own fate, that their malice has forged their own chains. While they faced their reckoning, you rose not because you sought revenge, but because you stayed true to your path, unwavering in your alignment with the cosmic flow that guides you, steadfast in your commitment to your divine purpose, a soul anchored in the truth of its own divinity. The universe rewarded your steadfastness with clarity, your grace with abundance, your resilience with elevation, pouring its blessings into your life with a generosity that defies comprehension, a bounty that overflows with the promise of your destiny, a river of light that nourishes all it touches. Doors opened that you didn't even know existed, swinging wide as if they had been waiting for you all along, inscribed with your name by the hands of fate, beckoning you toward a future that was always yours, a destiny written in the stars, a path illuminated by the light of your own truth. People entered your life who saw your light and honored it, who recognized your truth without needing to be convinced, who stood by you with a loyalty that felt like home, their presence a reminder that you are never alone, that you are part of a greater tapestry of souls united by purpose, woven together by the threads of divine intent. Resources flowed to you, not through struggle, but through ease, as if the universe itself was saying, "This is yours, and no one can take it from you." The very things they tried to take from you, peace, success, connection multiplied in your hands, growing stronger, brighter, more vibrant with every step you took, as if the cosmos was pouring its blessings into your open palms, filling them to overflowing with the abundance that is your birthright, a legacy that no force can claim. Imagine a seed buried in the earth, pressed down by weight, surrounded by darkness, its existence challenged by the forces above, its potential questioned by those who cannot see its destiny. The weight doesn't destroy it. It strengthens it, pushing its roots deeper, its stem higher, until it breaks through the surface into the light, unfurling leaves that drink in the sun, a testament to its resilience, a symbol of its unyielding will to thrive, a bloom that transforms the landscape around it. That's you, chosen one. Their pressure didn't bury you, it planted you deeper, preparing you for a greater bloom, a radiance that could not be contained, a beauty that reshapes the world with its presence, a flower that blooms in the garden of the cosmos. Every attack was a catalyst, every obstacle a stepping stone, every betrayal a revelation of your strength, a spark that ignited new layers of your power, a fire that burned brighter with every challenge, a light that illuminated the path to your destiny. You didn't just survive their tests, you thrived through them, emerging wiser, stronger, and more radiant than ever before, a soul transformed by the fire of their envy into something unbreakable, untouchable, undeniable, a presence that shines with the light of the divine. And as you rose, they watched, some in awe, some in envy, some in regret, their eyes wide as they saw your life unfold, your joy, your success, your unshakable peace, a testament to your divine rank, a proof of your cosmic purpose. They realized you were never what they thought. You weren't lucky. You weren't weak. You weren't ordinary. You were ranked, chosen, protected by a force they couldn't comprehend, a power they couldn't touch, a light they couldn't dim. Their attempts to break you only illuminated your truth, casting it across the world like a beacon that could not be ignored, a light that burned through the darkness. Their efforts to bury you only revealed your unyielding power, a strength that shines like a star in the darkest night, a radiance that lights up the cosmos, a presence that reshapes the world with every step you take. Your spiritual rank is not something you earned, it is something you are, a truth written into your soul before you took your first breath, woven into your essence by the hands of the universe, a divine blueprint that no force can alter, a destiny that no scheme can derail, a legacy that no malice can tarnish. You don't carry power, you embody it, a living testament to the divine design that guides you, a force that flows through you like a river through sacred ground, nourishing all it touches, bringing life to the barren, light to the dark. You don't chase protection. You are protected, shielded by forces that no human hand can breach, guarded by the stars that watch over you with unwavering vigilance, their light a constant in the vastness of the night. You don't seek elevation. You are elevated, lifted by the cosmic current that flows through you, carrying you toward a destiny that was always yours, a path that was written before the world began, a journey mapped in the stars. And no one, no matter how clever, how cunning, or how determined, can touch what is cosmically sealed, a truth etched in the stars long before their schemes were born, a reality that stands beyond their reach, a light that burns beyond their grasp. They tried to challenge your rank, not knowing it was never up for debate, a truth as eternal as the cosmos itself, unassailable by human hands, unyielding to human schemes. They tried to disrupt your path, not realizing it was divinely designed, a journey mapped by forces they cannot fathom, guided by a wisdom they cannot comprehend, protected by a power they cannot touch. They tried to dim your light, not understanding that it burns from a source they cannot reach, a flame fueled by the very heart of the universe, a fire that cannot be extinguished, a radiance that cannot be dimmed. And now they see the truth, not through your words, but through the undeniable evidence of your life, a life that shines with purpose, radiates with power, and stands as a testament to the cosmic order that protects you, a beacon that lights the way for all who seek truth. You didn't just endure their tests, you transcended them, rising above their schemes with a grace that defies comprehension, a power that defies resistance. You didn't just pass, you graduated, stepping into a higher level of clarity, power, and purpose that shines like a beacon for all to see, a light that cannot be dimmed, a truth that cannot be denied, a presence that reshapes the world with every breath you take. This is your moment, chosen one. The tests are over, the lessons learned, the truth revealed in all its radiant glory. A light that burns through the darkness, a fire that consumes all doubt. You walk now with a certainty that cannot be shaken, a light that cannot be dimmed, a rank that cannot be challenged, a presence that reshapes the world around you, a force that ripples through the cosmos. The universe has spoken, and its message is clear. You are untouchable, unstoppable, undeniable, a soul forged in the fires of adversity, a light that shines through the darkest night. The attacks that were meant to destroy you only confirmed your power, forging you in the fire of their envy into a force that cannot be broken, a spirit that cannot be tamed, a presence that cannot be diminished. The shadows that tried to hide you only made your light shine brighter, illuminating the path ahead with a clarity that guides others as well as yourself. A beacon that lights the way for all who seek truth, a flame that burns with the fire of the divine. The battles you never fought were won by the forces that walk with you, the unseen allies that guard your path, the cosmic laws that uphold your truth with unwavering precision, a justice that cannot be swayed, a truth that cannot be denied. So walk forward, chosen one, with the assurance that comes from knowing who you are, a soul marked by the stars, a force aligned with the eternal, a being destined for greatness, a presence that reshapes the world with every step you take. Walk with the strength that comes from surviving the fire, tempered into something unbreakable, a spirit forged in the crucible of adversity, refined into a brilliance that cannot be dulled, a blade that cuts through the darkness with the precision of divine truth. Walk with the grace that comes from trusting the universe's plan, a plan that no human hand can alter, a destiny that no force can deny, a legacy that no malice can tarnish. You are not just a person, you are a force, a beacon, a testament to the power of alignment, a living proof that the universe always protects its own, that the chosen are never alone, that their light will always shine, a radiance that burns through eternity. As you move forward, know that your journey is not solitary, but part of a greater movement, a ripple that spreads through the cosmos, touching lives you may never meet, igniting sparks in souls who feel your light from afar, awakening them to their own divine potential, calling them to rise as you have risen, to claim their own truth as you have claimed yours. Your presence is a gift, a reminder to others that they too carry a divine spark, that they too are chosen, that they too can rise above the shadows and claim their own destiny, their own light, their own truth. Every step you take is a declaration, every breath a testament, every moment a victory over the forces that sought to dim you, a triumph of light over darkness, a proof of your unyielding power. The universe is watching, chosen one, and it is proud, weaving your story into the tapestry of existence, a story of resilience, of grace, of unyielding power that inspires all who witness it, a narrative that echoes through eternity, a song that sings of your divine purpose. And as you walk, you carry with you the wisdom of the stars, the strength of the earth, the fire of your spirit, a fire that no storm can extinguish, no shadow can obscure, no force can contain, a flame that burns with the intensity of your divine purpose, a light that illuminates the cosmos with its radiance. If this message stirs something deep within you, it is no coincidence. It is your soul recognizing its own truth, your spirit awakening to the rank you have always carried, a rank that was yours before time began, a truth that resonates with the heartbeat of the universe, a power that flows through you like a river through sacred ground, nourishing all it touches. Drop an 888 in the comments to claim your power, to declare that you are ready to walk fully in your purpose, to stand tall in the truth of who you are, unapologetic and unafraid, a force that cannot be denied, a light that cannot be dimmed. Share this message with someone who needs to remember their own light, who needs to know that they too are chosen, that they too are unstoppable, that their journey too is guarded by the stars, a path illuminated by the light of their own truth. Your voice, your energy, your presence, it is all part of a movement, a ripple that spreads further than you can see, touching hearts, awakening souls, shifting the very energy of the world with the power of your truth, a force that reshapes the cosmos with every step you take. Thank you for showing up, for rising, for being the force you were always meant to be, a beacon of light in a world of shadows. Keep walking, chosen one. The universe is with you, and your journey has only just begun. The path ahead is yours, and no one can take it from you. You are ranked, you are protected, you are unstoppable. And the world will know it, not because you proclaim it, but because your life proves it every single day, in every step you take, in every breath you draw, in every moment you shine, a radiant testament to the power of the chosen, a light that will never fade, a legacy that will echo through eternity, a song that will sing through the stars forever.